to say, ma'am?
Welcome to the Creating Beyond with Chandanabawa. I love this part of the call.
This is the best part of the call. For anyone who hasn't been on our calls before, this is the best part of the call. Cool.
And everything that comes after that.
And everything that comes after that is just, it's just Yes. So indeed, welcome, friends. Welcome, and thank you all for being on. It's such a last minute, message that we sent out. Mohnish, my friend, thank you for being on.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing? How's the body?
Interesting.
Cool. So, so like I was saying, this is such a last minute message that we sent out, and really have gratitude to each one of you for being on. And Creating Beyond is a class that I have said it so many times, but I love saying it again and again. It's really close to my heart. Although I should not be saying that, because I'm not supposed to be close to anything. I'm just supposed to be interesting point of view about everything. Yet this class, Creating Beyond, when I created it about 2 years back, was a class that was about creating beyond our religion and our culture and our ethnicity and our points of views around our value system and stuff. It was a little, if I can put it, the way I had put it out was a way of already making and judging our value system, our ethnicity, our culture for not creating enough for us where we actually had to go beyond. And that was something that was not actually creating for me as much as I would have liked it to. And it was when I spoke with Gary about it, and I said, hey, Gary, what is this? Whenever I talk about this class, there's so much of lightness around it. And I can almost fly with the very energy of the class. Yet every time that I want to put it out, there's a sense of energy to it, which makes it really heavy for me. So I was coming from the space of there's something wrong with it. I want to change that wrongness. And so my question came from that space, and he just asked me one question. He was like, have you created this class for the future? So like I said, this was 2 years back. And the stubborn Indian woman that I am, I said, no, it's for now, it's for this very moment, and I know it. So he just smiled. The sweetheart that Gary is, he just smiled on that chair, and he repeated his question. And he said, have you created this class for the future, lady? And that's when it actually hit me that I was using so much force to bring it out, to push it out into the world. But it probably wasn't the time. Like Dane says, that it's the timing that matters. There is no right and wrong time. And since the past 15 days, 2 weeks now, there's been this buzz in my universe again, this buzz with Creating Beyond. And what Gary suggested was that I call it Creating Beyond. And that class started, that buzz started in my universe with a lot of questions coming up in my universe. A lot of my friends sitting around me, our Access friends sitting together in classes, and actually talking about what is creating beyond? What is beyond this reality? What is beyond this reality that we know, we talk about, we speak about, yet we make it such a mystery for ourselves that we are not willing to receive it. We just look at it as something that's available, but we look at it as something that's impossible. So everywhere that you are coming from that space of knowing that there is so much beyond this reality, that is a mystery, that is a magic, that you be. Yet somewhere, you come from the space of believing and telling yourself and concluding that it's impossible to ever have. Everything that is, will you all please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. So creating beyond is something that is You creating beyond all the limitations, all those definitions, everything that defines us as to who we are, who we be. I am a man, I am a woman, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a dad, I am a son, I am a doctor, I am a businesswoman, I am an access consciousness facilitator. And all of that, those are all the definitions which we use as the limitations, which we use to stop us from truly creating, from truly receiving. Because anywhere that you're buying into those limitations, anywhere that you're buying into those definitions of you, is where you are not allowing yourself to be all of you. So all those limitations, all those definitions of you, of who you've decided and concluded you are, that doesn't allow you to be all of you, that doesn't allow you to receive from beyond this reality, will you all please destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, what, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. So guys, this is just a little short Zoom, and I would love the questions, if you have any, to come up there, to just, let's see where this short call can actually take us with your questions.
So, Channa, we've always heard that, creating beyond our limitations, creating beyond these roles that we play, and, a mother, daughter, sister, girlfriend, wife, blah, all those roles. But, 3 years into Access and doing all these classes and being in everything, and do we really ever get beyond these roles that we play? It's so ingrained in us. So my question to you is, how do we really get beyond these roles? How do we stop being the daughter, the sister, the girlfriend, the wife that we are?
That's such a beautiful question, Reshma, because whenever... Isha's asking, can I first get to be the girlfriend, please?
Sure, Ish, any day.
For all of you who want to see what's happening in the background, there's some bars being run.
Oh, I miss being there.
Oh, we missed you too. Yeah. So that was such a beautiful question, Reshma, because that is what we actually create within the roles that we've defined ourselves as, right? And it's not about stop being the mother or stop being the daughter, nor is it about breaking away from being a mother or a daughter. It's about how can you include that in everything else that you create. It's about you being a mother, you being a daughter. How can that be a contribution to what else you can be? So everywhere that you've decided and concluded that you can either be, it's an either or universe, would you please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, work, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. And the only way, the only way to actually have that ease with actually taking who you be everywhere that you go is actually by trusting who you be and knowing that what you be doesn't need to be hidden behind a barrier. So it's okay to be a mom. It's okay to be a mom and yet be out there. It's okay to be a mom and still be creating. It's okay to be a daughter, still be creating. That doesn't mean you have to stop being the daughter. That doesn't mean you have to disconnect from your parents or your family or your religion or your value system or anything at all. In fact, it's about, okay, what do I know as a daughter? What do I know as a sibling that could actually be a contribution here? And everything that doesn't allow all of that, will you all please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, popcorn, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Yes. Oh, what does Seema Joshi say?
Feeling a big tight lump in my stomach right now.
So Seema says that she's feeling a very tight lump in her stomach, and it's not even mine. Yeah. So Seema, it's really interesting because when you say it's a tight lump in my stomach, and then you follow it up with, I know it's not even mine. Right? I mean, how many of us have really done that all our lives? Yeah, yet we try to understand the tight lump as though it is ours. So everywhere that you're trying to understand all those limitations and all those definitions that have been put on you, so you can finally get rid of them. Will you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. So many times you're trying to understand that lump in the stomach, and then I can get rid of it. So I can finally define it and then get rid of it. So everywhere that you're trying to understand what it is, instead of just acknowledging that, hey, this doesn't belong to me.
It's for me. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so Kavita says, thank you, Seema. It was for me. Thank you. You can return it to me. So return to sender with consciousness attached. How is the lump now, Seema? How is your tummy now? Did it go? Okay, so till Seema replies, we have another question.
Ridhima is saying, can we talk a little about sadness that we feel a lot of times in the course of stepping beyond? Like we're very joyful in creating and on the journey towards the beyond.
That is so, my God, I love that question, Ridhima. Thank you for that. Yes, that's sadness. What is sadness? Sadness is really, oh, Seema says it's gone. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Kavita, for taking it back.
Thank you.
Good job. All right. So
And
sadness. Yeah.
Ridhima has something more to say. She says, but sometimes there's this sadness, and then the next moment, there's joy.
All right. So which of the two is light and which of the two is heavy for you? The sadness or the joy? The joy. Awesome. Yeah. So sadness, and that's, yes, joy is lighter, and the sadness that you feel is never really yours. Right? It's like you've heard this so many times that we are all these SpongeBob. We just keep picking up people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and we think that they're ours. And sadness too is something that exists that we pick up from people around us, which is really a lie. Sadness is just an invention, guys. It's not true. It is a back door, the exit door that you leave open. So you can finally say, I'm sad, so now I can't create. So everywhere that you have been using the lies and the inventions of sadness as a back door, so you can finally escape from creating beyond, will you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, call 9 shots, boys and beyonds. You know that what you said was so interesting, because every time that you're wanting to create beyond, there's a certain amount of sadness that creeps in because you fear what would lie beyond, right? And that is that fear, or is it an excitement for you to know that there is finally something beyond? There is something that is so much greater, that if I'm truly willing to reach out there, I can have it. It's almost like, and then it's also, along with that energy, along with that excitement energy, also comes in a doubt, which we all know is a distractor implant, right? It's that doubt which says, oh no, don't go there. You don't know what's going to happen. And what is doubt? The only purpose for doubt different. That's the only purpose of distractor implant, guys. There is no other purpose for doubt. The only purpose is so you do not choose anything greater. So everywhere that we use a distractor implant of doubt, that keeps us choosing within our box, that has us believing that we are creating. Will you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, work, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. It's you are infinite beings, and you are so quick that you really have to slow yourselves down to create within that box. Any of you having a problem creating of late? Like maybe classes, maybe business, maybe money. It could be because you're trying to slow yourself to fit into that box. What if you could actually step beyond that box? How much easier, how much fun, how much space could you have to play with that can actually have you creating way beyond that? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, work, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
Ridhima has a question.
Yes,
She
darling.
said, it is unkind when the others around you are unease and not their usual happy self because you are choosing greater. And I really got to add to this because in my world too, this has been so, like in the past 1 month, the amount of people that are insecure and jealous and, all of it's so uncomfortable for me to actually acknowledge.
It is uncomfortable for you, which is why I would suggest to you and to Ridhima to step down. I mean, come on. Come on. You can't be so mean and nasty and unkind. The whole world is crying and you're happy. Yay, I'm happy. And everyone around you is very sitting around you crying. You've got to step down. That is what will change the world. That is what will change the world. Can you say fuck you, woman, to me?
Oh, I want to say fuck you, woman. I'm not
Say
doing
it. I can hear it.
It's almost like, it's so fucking annoying when people genuinely can't be happy for you. Fuck you. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so who is happy for you?
I don't think anybody is.
You know, we talk about the generosity of spirit in the foundation class.
Yeah.
How prevalent is that on the planet?
Not very, not too many people have that.
How many of us are operating from self-interest? How many of us? I have been operating from self-interest for a really long time, even after doing access. And it hasn't been till recently that I actually got what the space that I have been operating from that had me have to choose beyond that. We have to acknowledge what we are choosing. We have to acknowledge what we are asking to create in this life, in this living, and there really is no right and there really is no wrong. Yeah, I'll come to just. Yeah. So what if you could actually, when we look at generosity of spirit, that's when we look at the space of everybody being happy because you are happy. Everyone being happy because you have the money. And there is no fear, there is no competition. There is no anxiety and no angst about you taking it all away and me having nothing left. Because there's so much on this damn planet. There's enough for everybody. But in this reality, in the reality that we're creating within, that we don't want to go beyond, it's about self-interest or being a doormat. If I don't do self-interest, means I become a doormat. So I'd rather not be a doormat and do self-interest. They both are destroyers. They both destroy your reality. You think you're creating, but you're just in a little loop, like the infinity loop. You're moving, yes, you're moving, but you're moving towards the same place that you started. You have not really created beyond that.
So, Chanda, the thing about generosity of spirit, can you talk a little about that? Generosity of spirit is the opposite, cognitively, is the opposite of self-interest, is it?
I wouldn't say it's the opposite of that. It's just a vaster space that you can create with. And it's something that you be. It's something that you constantly be. It's where you know there is no lack. It's where you know that it's about out creation. It's where you rejoice in everybody's successes. It's where there is no fear. Where you're willing to be the gift that everybody around you is asking for without the fear, oh, I'm being a doormat, oh, I'm being used, or oh, I'm being taken advantage of. But just knowing that you have that gift, you have that capacity, and are you willing to be that for the world?
Right. So it's not only about gifting, right? In this generosity of spirit, it's all.
Generosity, yes, generosity of spirit includes you receiving from you. Generosity of spirit includes you being the gift for you. See, that's where people get confused between self-interest and being a doormat. That if I'm not doing self-interest, I'm being a doormat. So I have to do self-interest, so I can only choose for myself. Okay, I'll add the planet. Okay, I'll add society. Okay, I'll add something else maybe. But are they really coming from that space? That's the question here. Are you really coming from that space? Or are we just simply fooling ourselves about what we are creating? So Sanjeev had a question. Yeah.
That's the question. What you just said.
Okay,
So,
cool. What's your answer?
Either self-interest or sacrifice.
Yeah.
So what's the option in between?
Yeah. So Sanjeev says it's either self-interest or sacrifice. What is the option in between? For me, it's neither self-interest, it's neither sacrifice. It's something beyond that. It's an energy of, so I as a mother would be sacrificing for the children. I as a wife would be sacrificing for my husband. I as a would sacrifice for my parents, and I as a daughter-in-law would sacrifice for my in-laws. And whenever it was way too much for me to take anymore, I would be like, I have to do this for myself. It suddenly jumped. It was like, I'm doing, sacrificing, being the doormat, sacrificing. And suddenly I jump to being self-interest. I got to do this for myself. And when I said that also, there would be so much guilt about choosing to do for myself. There was no ease with it. Because there is no ease with both the things. There is no ease. Both are a lie, which you are trying to make a truth for you. Both are a lie. So you really want to look at beyond that. And when you really go beyond that is when you start to create from the space of consciousness, which includes everything.
Can I share something here?
Yes, sweetheart. Please, Rekha.
So what did you do? How did you like what changed for you?
Okay, so
Can you
Sanjeev
hear
wants to
me?
know what changed for me. Yeah, one moment, love. Sanjeev wants to know what changed for me. Yeah.
What does you start doing?
What I started to actually do was to actually ask if I was not just choosing me, and if I was not just choosing for my kids, if I was truly choosing to see what would create a greater reality for all of us. What would that be? What would my life be like 5 years from now if I would choose this? What would my life be like 5 years from now if I would choose this? That really basic question that we ask can have you stepping into a space of choosing from way beyond. Of not from today. Because when you're creating beyond all of this, you're actually creating the future. You're really creating a future that you are so aware of, but you don't want to step into it because you cannot cognitively touch it or define it, but you know that it's possible. And anywhere that you believe it's not possible is you buying the lies of this reality. So everything that is, will you all destroy and uncreate all. Right, wrong, good, bad, what, call 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Is that clear? You're welcome. Yes, Rekha.
Taruna also has a question. Yes, after Rekha.
Yeah, so for me, it was like when I started Access, I was like, now I have to choose for myself only.
Yeah, so true. Oh, yes, I know that one.
I was so in resistance with this reality. And now I realize that when we are functioning from like oneness, we have 5 elements of intimacy with ourselves. We are including ourselves in every choice we are making.
Yes, Absolutely.
when we are choosing for greater.
So beautiful, Rekha. Yes. Because unless you do not include yourself in every choice, it's just a sacrifice. So you really have to include yourself, because consciousness includes everything. And in everything, guess what? You are there too. Even if you don't see yourselves, you are there. Thank you for that. Yeah.
And it's also like
I have a
when
question
you
in this
know
context.
something.
Yeah. Sorry. Who's what? Rekha, were you saying something, or Devapriya saying
Yeah.
something?
I was also saying something, so but we'll wait for Rekha to finish. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Oops.
So it's like when you know something, like then you know the future, and when you don't create, and when you don't take actions, it just into your face. Do it. You know you can do it.
Can I give you a hug through the laptop? Like a really tight one.
Yes. Yes, please.
Yes, yes, sweetheart. And that is you knowing. That is your knowing, telling you, hey woman, what's stopping you? It's literally like that. Yet, about creating a future, you've really got to be present with the moment. Creating a future doesn't mean to allow yourself to hallucinate or to be delusional or or to imagine something. It's about really being present with the moment, really being present with the energy of the now, and then asking, what is that energy that I am so aware of, that is available to me? Is now the time to create it? Like something like this class, for me, this is truly a very big example for me, and I remind myself of this every time, because when I created this class 2 years back, had it approved, spoke to Gary about it, spoke to Dane about it, for me it was like, no, it has to be out now. I'm ready for it. It didn't. I came from a space of complete self-interest. I'm ready for it. It was not about, hey, is this class ready? Hey, are we ready to create beyond? Are we all ready to move on? It's not just about what I am ready to do. Are we all ready to move on together? And that's a space that when you let the situation be, so I just let the class be, and I was like, okay, whenever you are ready, show me. So for 2 years, it was literally just lying in my laptop. Till Rekha, you asked me, hey, what's happening with Creating Beyond? And I was like, oops, woman. Did you read my mind? And everything just started to flow so beautifully, so beautifully. And whatever shows up with this is something that I am really, really enthusiastic to know, because I really know that we all together are aware of something that's beyond this reality. And what can we do, and what can we be now that can actually create that? So what reality beyond this reality are you all aware of, that if you were willing to acknowledge it, could have you create that right away? And everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you all please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Yeah.
Taruna, you had a question?
I was actually going to ask a question. Yeah, yeah. So in the hi, Chandana. So good to see you. Hi.
I wish I could see you too. I just see your name in a box.
I am basically in a very crowded train, so there is hardly any network. So which is why
Okay.
I'm like, yeah. So now I have some network. So in the context of the previous discussion, so whenever I ask this question, that what would this choice create for me in the next 5 years? So I am a little torn apart in between what my cognitive mind says, that okay, maybe this choice is not going to create much in terms of all the entrainment and whatever the society tells you. Whereas there is this other part of me which does not want to believe in it. So, how do I distinguish between what is truly mine and what I have picked up from others? And So that is some.
By asking, is this mine or somebody else's?
Yeah.
First
So
one,
even.
okay, yeah. So we have these really interesting tools, right? One of them
Yeah.
is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the
Yeah.
opposite of what it appears to be. So when you run that a few times, and then
Yeah.
you ask the question, you get
Hmm.
more clarity, and you get your awareness more ease.
Right.
Okay. And also another thing that you said, when you are asking, what will my life be like 5 years from now?
Yeah, I begin to think very logically, I think.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, that's just it. So when you think logically, it actually
Yeah.
gives you the space of already having a decision,
Yeah.
already having
Yeah.
some conclusion, maybe a really subtle one, but even a subtle one is not going to give you the true awareness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really ask, is my question, am I asking from the space of conclusions, or am I asking from the space of creating a different reality?
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
If you're asking from the space of conclusions, you've already decided what it to be.
Right.
In
Yeah.
future, you really want to go with your awareness, right? You really want to
Yeah.
drive. And darling, you have to start practicing. You have got to start practicing with these tools, with everything little, with everything really tiny.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
the more and more you practice, the more and more your muscles going to get stronger. And that's when you have the ease. You have more ease with these, with asking questions, or getting the awareness around.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you for asking.
Thank
Ritu,
you.
Ritu has a question. Yes,
Yes.
Ritu, please unmute yourself and speak.
Hi Channa, hi
Hey,
everyone.
Ritu, how are you, darling?
Good,
So
yeah,
good to see you.
good to see all of you again. Okay, so my question is again something what Reshma asked and what Rekha also spoke about is again, like when you are so aware of the possibilities and of the reality which is beyond all of self-interest and everything, but you, I mean, but okay, I'm saying you are still in a way that you are choosing and you know that is possible, but you're going through that phase when there is a everyday a tug amongst yourself, like, you know will I be able to go there? Is this what I'm really aware? Or or am I okay where I am? Or is it like, this reality is only what it is, like, which brings you down to that level? No, it's not possible. I mean, there are times when you are to that level that it really really pulls you down, Chandana. I
Yes,
mean, it
of course,
it
of course.
gets you
Darling,
to.
I've been there, sweetheart, and
Yeah, I know.
I still sometimes go there.
Yeah, I know that's
And,
really
and I would really, really like you to acknowledge every time that you go there that it's nothing wrong.
okay.
It's just a choice you're making in those 10 seconds. And
Yeah.
one clearing that we really ran in this foundation in Mumbai is, are you willing to acknowledge that this reality is the biggest seductress that you have? Yes, that's the one. That's the energy. It's constantly seducing you,
Yeah.
constantly seducing you not to leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
stole it from Isha.
Thank you. Thank you, Isha. Thank you, Chandana. Thank you for that.
Are
Yeah,
you willing? Are you willing?
that lights up. That lights up.
Right?
That actually lights up. Yeah.
This is a real seductress of a reality,
True.
right? It's
Yeah.
always telling you why you shouldn't leave it.
Yeah.
It's always telling you, I know I suck, I know I'm miserable, I know you don't have the money, I know you have a sick body, I know, but don't leave me. A known devil is better than an unknown one.
Yeah.
Everything that is, will you all destroy and unpredictable.
Yes,
Right from good,
please.
bad, pot, pork, all nine shots, boys and beyond. So, darling, are you, every time that you go into that space, ask, is it simply a distractor implant that's stopping you?
Yeah, it's a distractor. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a distractor.
What is the value of operating from the distractor implant?
Yeah.
Distractor
Thank you. No.
implant is this reality, right? And what if, Ritu, what if you could, I have seen the change in you in the last few months, if I can say that. And I know that
Yes, sure.
we are on a journey together.
Yes. But
Yes,
actually what you're saying is again, it's the shift now. It's
yes.
the shift now.
Like Dane says, there is no right
You
time.
get it.
You
Yeah.
get
You
it when
get
you
it when you get it.
right. So
Yeah.
it's your looking at that entire space of what you've created in the past few months. And yes, sometimes we look at it and
Yes.
we're like, oh my God, I couldn't do that in 3 years and I've done that in 3 months. Am I going too fast?
Exactly.
Is it right? Is it wrong? And you go into all of that, which is just to stop you.
Absolutely.
Everything that is. Are you willing to outcreate that, honey?
Yes, please. Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyonds. Cool.
Channa,
Yes,
Thank
love.
you. Thank you
or
so
maybe
much.
like
You're welcome, darling.
how much seductive would you have to make your reality?
What? That was another one that we asked actually, Rekha. What will it take for you to be the biggest seductress than this reality? Having you
Ah,
seducing it. What could you create then if you could seduce this reality into creating a greater one? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds.
That's a great one.
Yeah, right? I mean, what if he can do that?
Yeah.
Sasha, you was
Monish has a similar question on those lines.
okay?
Does Sasha want to go first?
No. Sasha was reading Monish's question. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I have a question, Channa. This month, I have been choosing and creating way more than I have before in this life. And each time it creates a beyond energy for me and my body. What is that? What is that beyondish that shows up immediately after a massive creation?
So that's Monish's question.
Yes.
Okay, Monish, I know you, honey. I know the potent creator that you are. And how much of this reality do you buy into after you create? How much of that reality do you buy into? You know, when we are doing classes and we go and we create a space for ourselves after a bars class or a foundation class or a COP, SOP, whatever you've done. And then you're like, oh my God, these 4 days have been so magical for me. And then I went home and then for a week. And then after a week, I was back with the same problems. Right? What is that? That is you being seduced by this reality. So you don't leave it. Everywhere that you have allowed yourself to be stuck in this reality, that has you deciding and concluding that you can never go beyond it. Will you please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. And Monish, another thing that I would really like to ask you here. Every time that we are creating, are you creating? Okay, let me ask you this from the other side. From you know, like they say, na kaan ko aise nahi pakdo hai. Something hota hai na, kuch hota hai aise. Let's catch the kaan like this, okay? So, what motivation are you using to create? Is your being sick, your body getting exhausted? Is that a motivation to outcreate? Is the pain in your body? Is the no money in your bank? Is the pathetic relationships that you have? Is whatever that you choose? Is all of that the motivation to create? And if you had none of that shit stuff happening in your life, would you still choose to create?
Yeah.
Boys and beyonds. Yeah, Monish. What if you didn't need a motivation, honey? What if all of that was just a carrot that was in front of you?
Yep. Choice.
Yeah. And what can you now create when, by simply knowing that there is no limit? Every time that you create, what if you could actually ask to simply outcreate it? You know, our creations are a lot like we create and then we stop. It's a start and then a stop. And then again we create and then again we stop. So it's almost like gaadi chalao, accelerator dabao, sab kuch karo, फिर stop karo, brake maro. And then again chalao, and again sab kuch karo, and again brake maro. That's a lot like our creations are. What happens is between is that the AC goes off and you're sweating in the heat, right? That in between is the motivation to start the car again. So instead of doing that, instead of being that with your creations, what if you could actually be that acoustic wavelength? For me, knowing and acknowledging that I can create and be the acoustic wavelength keeps me continuously in the mode of creation. Because I know the moment I stop, I know the moment I stop. And all of you know that who've known me. Rekha knows that, Reshma knows that, Isha knows that. You all know that about me. When I stop, I go into creating crap for myself. Because you are an obsessive compulsive creator. Now, would you choose to create the crap or would you choose to create the magic is where your choice lies. And that's just a little, it takes less than 1/10 of a second, 1/100th of a second to choose. Am I choosing crap? Am I choosing magic? So how present would you have to be?
Makes total sense, Channa. This is what I was showing up that, it's a cycle of receive and retreat, receive and retreat, receive and retreat.
I
So
like that term. Can I copy it in my classes? Thank you. I'll say it's from Mohnish.
I think originally it came from Adila. So
All right. So I'll say I got it from Mohnish, and Mohnish got it from Adila.
it makes so much sense that keeping one foot or maybe both foot in this reality and
yes. No, it's oftentimes that we have one foot in this reality and we do have another foot in the other reality. But you are literally balancing between the two. And then whichever one tends to pull you more, you go there for that moment. So it's not really making that choice of leaping. Saying, okay, I'm out of here. I'm creating a greater reality. Right?
Exactly. And what would that look like?
I truly wonder. And that's what I would love to know. I'd love to discover that magical space together where exactly what lies beyond all of that. What is creating beyond all of this that we are already creating but haven't yet acknowledged? And everything that doesn't allow us to not even receive that, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, on 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Yes, honey?
So it's like we create possibilities, we choose possibilities, and then we say, okay, बहुत possibilities choose कर लिया, थोड़ी सी problems choose कर लेते हैं.
Rekha has the cutest way of saying it, right?
And that too.
I mean, the
And
way
that
she
too
says
in
it.
Hindi.
Yeah. बहुत problems, बहुत possibilities हो गया, थोड़े problems choose कर लो.
रेखा इतने प्यार से प्रॉब्लम्स को बुलाएंगे तो आएंगे नहीं क्या?
Oh yeah, Isha says 5 on 11 on that, please. 5 on 11, 5 on 11, 5 on 11. What if you just acknowledging that can have you choose something different? What if that you acknowledging that we do that you do that, can have you choosing something different now? It's really not difficult, right? It's just about making a different choice.
Thanks, Channa.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Nutan has a question. Nutan, please, could you unmute yourself and ask?
Hey, Channa.
Hi, love. Hey, Nutan.
I woke up in the middle of the night for your class.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry I woke you up.
No.
Very pretty.
I would have generally slept. Sorry, Heisha?
You look very pretty in the middle of the night too.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad I joined it. I joined halfway, but I woke up and just joined. Yeah. creating beyond it somewhere to me is a fantasy, but not like a fantasy how they talk about in this reality, like something only in imagination, but a fantasy plus the actualizing reality. It's somewhere there to me.
So
Is
what
that
are
the
you aware?
same?
What are you aware of?
Oh, it would be a reality which would look like a fantasy for the current reality.
Awesome. You know, honey. And that just put so beautifully. Whatever we haven't created up until now is a fantasy, right?
Yeah.
You can say it's a possibility, or you can say it's a knowing. I mean, who would have thought of so many years back that we could sit on a Zoom call like this and talk with people all around the world? It would have been said, stop fantasizing, stop imagining. Such things don't happen. We barely have a telephone in our hands. We have to sit and dial like that and then pick it up and then speak. That's the way I grew up. There were no mobile phones. I lived in a small town in Bengal. And when I got engaged to call my fiance who lived in another small town in Punjab, we had to sit on the phone for 2 hours hoping to get through that damn STD. That was the way it was done. We never questioned it. Yeah, right. We never questioned it. It's just the way it was done. And if somebody back then had told me that, you can just very soon speak with him while looking at his face, FaceTime, WhatsApp calls, I would have said, are you mad? This doesn't happen. Stop imagining. And that is the beyond that we have to trust we know. Not from a space of being delirious, not from a space of hallucinating, but from knowing that it is possible. It is possible. The other day, Noor and I were in Jaipur at one hotel, and we were looking out of the window. Noor is my younger daughter, and we were looking out of the window, and we saw these very beautiful what do you call them, flyovers. And I told Noor, I said, Noor, someday they're going to be helicopters and planes flying across, taking people from the other, because our cars and all these roads, everything's going to be so blocked. It's another 20, 25 years, that's going to be it. And she looked at me and she said, yeah, Mom, a great possibility. So what if we can start to simply instill possibilities into our children's worlds instead of telling them, this is the way it is and this is the way you got to live and this is the way you have it.
Yeah, not to that extent, but in some places
Possible.
in Bangalore, they have started
What
those
is
helicopters thing.
possible in... Wow. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called heli taxi.
Oh, wow. Any taxis in Bangalore, Isha?
Yeah.
You got to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
From Electronic City. It's like from Electronic City to the airport.
No, I'm coming.
Come.
I'm coming.
Come. Anyway, you have
Come.
to come.
Come in the next 2-3 weeks. I will be in India. I can meet you in Bangalore.
Oh, love.
Wow, that would be great.
Done, sweet. Yeah, lovely. So, creating beyond. Yeah. So, you have any more questions? Anything at all? Well, Devapriya has something. At times, the choice that I make doesn't work for my near and dear. Is this the same question? Same question, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, do you want to talk about the class that's coming up, Rekha, one of you? Both of you?
Yes, in which I hope to be there live, having fun. So we have a beautiful class coming up on 20th June. That is exactly in 3 days. 20th June sounds really far away, but it's in 3 days. And it's going to be in Mumbai. Chanda, Sasha, Rekha, whoever knows about the wedding?
Sasha. Yes, Sasha knows.
Sasha.
Sasha's wonderful host.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Hi. So, well, if this is
Where
not
is the
titled,
class happening?
It's going to be at Super Galaxy Andheri, okay, which is very in every direction, you know. It's all over the place. You can get there. I believe by air, it's not too far.
You don't need a heli taxi.
No heli taxi required.
Yeah.
And and it's going to be a one-day class. And I'm sure that this is already tickling your bones a little bit here and there, since it's tickling mine for sure. Are we really interested in staying stuck in this reality now, or is now the time to finally go beyond? Is now the time to finally acknowledge everything we know, but we're not fully acknowledging because it's easier to stay stuck. Because the reasoning and justification seems real, because the
Fight seems real, Sasha.
the fight seems real.
Yeah.
And let me just say something about Chandana, because this is my fourth foundation. After day one, I lost a kg or maybe 2 kgs. And I go home and my mom looks at me and goes like, have you lost weight in one day? How's this possible? And I'm just like, I have no idea. But there's a grace and presence in her energy that she's willing to take you beyond to everything that you would like to create as your life. So consider this as a very warm welcome and an invitation to you committing to you in a way you never have before. In a way that's going to be easy, it can be fun, it can be whatever you like, right? Because if this reality is seducing you, how about you seduce you now?
Oh, that's another one I'm going to copy. See where I get my good quotes from? I steal them from people.
But I got to warn you, with all the kindness and the grace that Channa is, she is gonna bloody kick your ass. Only if you're ready. Only if you're ready for that.
It's your life after the deep fry.
I'm just going to say that.
So guys,
we have wonderful Taruna, who's also co-hosting the class.
Hi.
And Rekha Khatwani.
And I'm so excited, guys. Everybody, each one of you.
So am I.
Yes. Please do join us. And we do have an introduction one evening before, which is on the 19th.
Which you can join online.
And that is prereq for the one day. The reason we have the prereq is Creating Beyond is a class that could ruffle you of your feathers.
Only what? It's already ruffling the feathers. Ever to announce the class, my bones are all in twisted tatters and I'm wondering what the hell is going on. Oh, right. There is a class coming up, Creating Beyond.
And my class has already started. A week back.
Humanoid, right? You got to create faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And never
Totally.
Absolutely. So the idea of the intro is to allow your body to gently and just to be nurtured and to just step into that space of what will take you into the next day. And I don't know what's going to show up, but I do know something different will. So look forward and please reach out to any of
question.
Yes, who's that? Who has a question? I'm happy to answer.
Is that Namrata?
Me?
Hello? Yeah, Namrata? Hi. Yeah.
Yes, darling.
Hello.
And did we tell them that this class is also online?
No.
So you can also join us online.
Yes, from the comfort of your home.
Yes, so everybody, before Namrata's question, so we have an intro on the 17th. It's from 7 to 8:30, Chanda?
19th.
On the 19th.
Sorry, 19th. I want to prepone the class.
That's fine.
The class has not begun for you, has it?
Not at all. Only for you, Sasha. So the class is on 19th on from 7 to 8:30.
Yes, 7 to 8.
Yes.
So 1 hour, it would carry on to probably.
Yes. And on the 20th, we begin at 10, and it's a full day class. So I will, so anybody who would like to join the class can reach out to Sasha, Taruna, Rekha, or me. And we're here to help you with all the registration if you would like to be online or live. And do reach out to us. Or you could reach out to Channa also. She'll give you the information for sure.
Absolutely. Totally. I might have the information.
If anyone even wants to come to Mumbai for the class and is looking for accommodation, please feel free to reach out to me. We'll sort you out. We'll find out accommodation and get everything done.
Awesome.
So just, yeah.
Lovely. Awesome. Thank you. And how did I get so lucky to have you all on and to have this fabulous hosting team? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Truly, I'm so grateful to each one of you. And I shall see you, and let's truly step beyond this shit, man.
Yes, finally, fuck yes. Come on.
Like, you know, let's just do it. Okay? Enough of this reality. Let's just create beyond it. Without making it wrong, let's just go beyond it. Take it with us and just go boom.
And are you saying we can actually have fun with like doing that? Oh my God.
Fun isn't allowed in my classes. Don't you know? I'm strict. Very strict. No fun. No, you're allowed to sleep. I have beautiful Reena Gandhi here.
Hello.
Oh, she's going to be in the class too.
You don't come, Reshma.
No, I'm sorry. I've already missed the foundation. Not missing any more classes. Awesome.
Right now, before this becomes a personal party.
Yeah.
Bye, friends.
Bye. See you.
Love you all, and thank
See you all
once
at
again.
class.
Woo! Woo!
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.